Good evening, President Martinez, Superintendent Aquino, board members, and all of the SAISD community. Welcome to the public hearing of the 22-23 Texas Academic Performance Report, or TAPER. Our department shares the findings of the TAPER each year following its release by the Texas Education Agency in accordance with the Texas Education Code. A copy of the district report and a link to each campus report have been posted to the SAISD website on the About SAISD tab on the Performance Reports page. In addition to the 22-23 TAPER, SAISD has posted additional annual reports on the website Performance Reports page. These include the PEIMS Financial Standards Report, District Accreditation Status, Report of Post-Secondary Student Attendance and Performance, the Special Education Determination Status Report, a report of violent or criminal incidents, and progress on the HB3 CCMR and Early Childhood Implementation Plan. The presentation this evening will focus on 6 main areas: state ratings and results, STAR performance, attendance, graduation, and dropout rates, college, career, and military readiness, or CCMR, as well as student and staff information. In the 22-23 school year, there were 2 major changes in assessment. First, the STAR assessment was significantly redesigned. Instead of receiving results in June, as we usually do, most of the 3 through 8 results were held up until mid-August by TEA as they developed new standards of measurement. Secondly, the state rolled out major changes to the accountability system itself. Updates and changes to the system were provided in January, February, and March of 23. Then additional changes were announced in June and August of 23. TEA notified districts that official results would be delayed until the fall. In November of 2023, early data tables were released by the state, but state accountability ratings continue to be preliminary, pending judicial and legislative decisions. At this time, the state has not released the official ratings for the districts or any campuses for the 22-23 school year. While the official ratings are not available, we do have raw performance data for STAR assessments. In 22-23, SAISD saw a positive change in performance at both the approaches and meets grade level standards. There was a small negative change in performance at the master's grade level, which mirrors the pattern seen at the state of Texas overall. Please keep in mind, in 2023, the STAR assessments were dramatically redesigned and cut scores drastically changed. While positive and negative changes are acknowledged, the 2022 and 2023 data should not be directly compared. It is helpful to review performance for economically disadvantaged results across the state when looking at district performance. The ELA reading data was stable across the state economically disadvantaged, and district. Positive changes were consistent for all of those groups in math. Despite significant changes to the STAR assessment, both reading and social studies scores showed no changes compared to the previous year. Both math and science had modest positive changes. For students receiving special education services, the percent of students meeting the approaches grade level standard also showed positive change, similar to the state. For emergent bilingual students, results mirrored the district and state overall, with positive changes at approaches and meets grade level, but modest drops at master's grade level. Following the significant drop in participation in the 2021 school year, which was during the pandemic, both the state and district have managed to rebound and continue to test almost every student. Attendance has been gradually rebounding from the low in the 2022 school year, with growth in 23 and additional improvements seen so far this year. The longitudinal dropout rate reflects the dropout percentage for each graduating class. Our goal is to keep the rate at or below 10%. The official rate for the class of 22 was 10.1%. The projected rate for the class of 23, which will be released this spring, is 9.8%. Graduation rates track a longitudinal cohort over time from their freshman year and then for 4 years. The most recent official data available is for the class of 22. Early data suggests that the class of 23 will show an improvement. College, career, and military readiness. SAISD, in blue, has shown significant growth in every year except for the 2019-20 school year, when the year was ended early due to the pandemic. The last official data we have is for the 21-22 graduates, and the projected rate for 22-23 graduates remains steady at 81. Since the 18-19 graduates, SAISD has outperformed the state on CCMR rates. It is of note that under the original accountability system, anything over a 60 was considered A-level performance. Under the revised standards introduced last year, an 88 is required to earn an A. An 81 is the equivalent of a B. CCMR data can be broken into two groups: college readiness measures versus career and military readiness measures. For the college readiness measures, SAISD has held steady when comparing 2021 performance to 2022. From 2018 through 2022, SAISD increased the percent of college-ready graduates by 12%, while the state showed only a 3-point increase. The largest difference occurred for students earning dual credit. SAISD increased by 16% versus the state, which increased at 4%. For the career military measures, SAISD has seen significant growth with a gain of 16% for career-ready graduates compared to a gain of only 5% for the state since 2018. The area of greatest growth was in students earning an industry-based certificate, which exceeded the state rate by almost double, 40% versus 23%. Please note that the military measures are not included above, since they were suspended in 2018. They are set to be reinstated for the 2023 graduates and will be reported in the 2024 accountability system. The taper also includes data on post-secondary measures, including the rate of students meeting AP/IB criteria and advanced or dual credit completion. While SAISD showed significant improvement in the AP/IB percent met college entry criteria for 11th and 12th grade students, we continue to fall short of the state average. However, we continue to outpace the state for the percent of students successfully completing advanced or dual credit courses. Information. SAISD historical membership continues to decline. While 2023 had a slight increase, the decline does seem to be continuing for 2024. Demographics and program participation remained relatively stable compared to previous years. While program participation rates for the district and state are very similar, SAISD has significantly more minority, economically disadvantaged, and at-risk students when compared to the state. SAISD's PEIMS department coordinates efforts through our data clerks to ensure exceptionally clean data submissions. Most years, SAISD exceeds the state performance for this measure. In SAISD, 97% of students and 80% of teachers are identified as a minority, in stark difference to the state averages, where 74% of students are minority and only 45% of teachers are identified as a minority. SAISD has more than double the percent of Hispanic teachers compared to the state. While the state has more teachers with bachelor's degree, the district outpaces the state in percent of teachers with master's degrees. While the state has on average more experienced teachers than the district, SAISD averaged slightly higher years of experience for campus leadership. Over the past 13 years, SAISD has lost almost 10,000 students, or about 18% of student membership. During the same time period, we have lost about 400 teaching positions, or 12% of our teachers. From 2010 to 2023, the percent of teachers with 20 or more years of experience dropped from 25% of all teachers to only 14% of all teachers. District salaries continue to run slightly higher than the state average salaries. Please note that for beginning teachers, the taper does not include all funding sources. Average beginning teacher salaries may be higher than indicated. This concludes our presentation and public hearing. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Please let us know if you have any questions.